Hello everyone, myself Chaitanya GH, working as assistant professor. So today I'll start with module 4, BJT applications, feedback amplifiers and oscillators. So the content is as follows. First we'll start with BJT has an amplifier, transistor has a switch and to on or off the LED and also to on or off a lamp using a relay. So the next it is followed by feedback concept, gain with feedback, gain stability with feedback, then oscillators, finally IC 555 timer and astable oscillator. Before starting with module 4, let me introduce means what you mean by BJT. So BJT is nothing but bipolar junction transistor is a three-terminal device, namely base, emitter, collector. But in order to connect in a circuit, we need four terminals. Why we need four terminals? In order to give the input and you have to take the output, you have only three terminals. Three terminals is not sufficient. We need four terminals. Hence, two can be where you can give input and another two using that you can get the output. So how we can do this? To overcome these problems, we use one terminal as common for both input and output. So here you can see the base. So we have three terminals for BJT. So can I make base as an in common for input and output? Let's see the figure of that. So here you can see, you already know I'm using NPN transistor. So the types of BJT are NPN and PNP. I'm here taking NPN transistor. So here this is emitter, base, collector. I'm making base common to input and output. Okay. So as you already know that for an NPN transistor, the connection. So I'll just show if you are writing with an NPN transistor, the connection will be like the symbol of that will be the arrow mark is always moving away from the base. Okay, so this is anyhow it is base. The wherever you will saw the arrow mark, it is emitter. This is collector. Okay, so here I'm taking base has a common for input and output, hence I'm connecting the base at the down, so it is common for input and output. So by making it common for input and output, so what happens? So the emitter through across the emitter, okay, you are giving the input and you are collecting the output at collector side. That's why it is called collector and it is represented by C. So this is base. So both sides base, why we are making common. Suppose if I take collector has common. So if I take collector has common, let's see the figure. So how it will be. Okay. So the next is if I take a collector has common. So it will be like this. I'll show the next slide. Okay. So here collector is made common to input and output. Okay, so here the collector is at the down. So by the symbol you can see the collector C is common to input and output. Okay, so now you are collecting the output or you are getting output across the emitter. Similarly, if I make emitter has common, so that will be here you can see emitter is made common to input and output, and hence it is called common emitter configuration. So here you can see the arrow mark, the which will show the symbol or an arrow mark which is going away from the base. So it is called NPN transistor. Okay, in case of PNP, the arrow mark will be towards the base. So here I'm using NPN transistor and it is common to input and output. Emitter is made common to input and output, hence it is named common emitter configuration. Whenever we are started with the first content, you may remember BJT has an amplifier. So whenever we are connecting the transistor, so most always we will be using with common emitter configuration. So why common emitter? Because it is having high gain. So what is the gain? So gain is nothing but it will increases the strength of the signal, okay, or amplitude. So suppose if you give the current of milliamp, you may remember, so IC is equal to, so CE amplifier you already studied in your PUC or in 12th standard, IC is equal to beta IB, isn't it? So the IB will be in always, the IB will be always microamp. It is in always microamp and you will be getting the collector current in milliamp. So milliamp is nothing but it is 10 raised to minus 3. It is 10 raised to minus 3 and micro is nothing but 10 raised to minus 6. So beta is an current gain. So beta is an gain. So this beta you can see here, you are collecting the output across collector. So the gain, so whenever you are writing gain, so it is always output by input. So what is the output? Here I am collecting at a collector. So the it is represented by IC. Output by input. Output current is IC over input current is, so I'm giving through IB. Okay. And the gain, the representation is by beta. So now if you cross multiply this side, you will get this. You already know this. IC is equal to beta IB. And here the current will be, the base current is in micro and you are getting in milli. So this only tell it is the gain. Okay. So you are getting, you are giving the current in micro. So that is very minute and you are getting the gain or it is increased. So that's why because of high gain, most commonly used configuration is common emitter or it is called as a CE amplifier. So rather than with CB and CC, so we will be using with CE amplifier. And the input parameters, so the we are giving here, if you give the voltage, so as we are giving the input across base and emitter, hence it is called as VBE. So here you can see it is VBE. And the input parameters, the current will be, I'm giving across the base only, so the current will become IB. So that's why the input parameters are VB, E and IB. And the output parameters are, we are collecting the output across collector and the current will be IC. Okay. And we are collecting across ICE. So the voltage will be VCE. That is the output parameters. Okay. So next, in the next slide, so that's what most used application of transistor based amplifier, and this is the formula. It's IE equal to IC plus IB. And the most important feature of CE amplifier is the output signal has a phase shift of 180 degree. So what is this phase shift of 180 degree means? If you are giving the input to an transistor with a sine wave, okay, you will be getting the output 180 degree phase shift, means it is inverted. So that is the characteristics of a CE configuration. So you can see it is inverse each other. So that is the concept of CE amplifier. Most commonly used is CE amplifier. And I'll just brief out the common collector. It will the input is made common to collector is made common to input and output. So has I already told the parameters here. In the case of common collector, so the parameter VBC and the input current is IB, and the output parameters are VCE and IE. So similarly with the common base. Okay. So here we have start with in this module with an discrete components. Okay. So the BJT, the first content is BJT has an amplifier. You can see over here. First concept is BJT has an amplifier. So when the BJT is has an amplifier, so let's see that. So the first is BJT has an amplifier. So what do you mean by amplifier? So amplifier is nothing but it will amplify the signal or increase the amplitude or increase the strength of the signal. Okay, so we can use BJT as an amplifier. In order to make a transistor to be operated as an amplifier, it has to work in the particular region. So what are the transistor region? So the transistor regions, you can see these saturation region, active region, inverse active region and cutoff region. Okay. So in the case of saturation region, so you already know the emitter junction and collector junction. That means suppose if I take a common base configuration, so this junction is called emitter base junction and this junction is called collector base junction. So we have two junction. The BJT, the bipolar junction. So we have two junction, and here the electrons are majority charge carriers and here holes are majority charge carriers, and the electrons are negatively charged and holes are positively charged. Hence the polarity. So the polarity, it is operated with two. So that's why it is called bipolar junction transistor. That's why it is named as bipolar junction transistor. We have two junction and we have working with two polarities. Okay. So that is what here the emitter junction and collector junction. So suppose if I make the emitter junction forward bias and collector junction also forward bias, and the region is called saturation region. Suppose if I make emitter junction has forward biased and collector has reverse biased, it is called active region. Okay, if I reverse these two, it will become inverse active. Okay, suppose both the junction is reverse biased and the region is called cutoff region. Okay, so the question is now we have to operate BJT as an amplifier. So let's see how the transistor will be acting as an amplifier. So in which region? Why we need this region? Okay, so you already heard about operating point and DC load line in the first module. So the operating point is nothing but it may be a voltage or current of a given device. Okay, so suppose let's take I will be taking and one VI characteristics. VI is nothing but your current versus voltage, as you already know. Okay, I'll just take the VI characteristics of most commonly what I told I will be using with CE amplifier. Okay, so here and this will be IC, and this is the some characteristics curve. Okay, and this is for different value of base current, IB1, IB2, and this is IB3. So for different value like this, and I'm drawing an DC load line over here from this point to this point. Okay, once again I'll write. Okay, and here see somewhere it is joining, and this point where the DC load line join with an the characteristic curve, it is called as Q point or a base point, bias point. Okay, so this is an, you will be getting the current. Okay, and here you are getting the maximum voltage. Here you are getting maximum current, and here you are getting maximum voltage. And I told you have three regions. We have three regions. So those regions are active region, saturation region, and cutoff region. Okay. So it's my question is, how can I make BJT as an amplifier? How can I make BJT as an amplifier? So in order to make any transistor to be used as an amplifier, it has to work in active region. That means, you see, for the active region, what it should be for the active region? Here you can see the emitter junction is forward biased and collector junction is reverse biased, isn't it? So how, where it will lies the active region or saturation region and cutoff region? So in the operational amplifier or op amp, your transistor is given with an DC supply. I'll show. So this is plus VCC. Okay, why we will be giving a plus VCC? So this plus VCC is nothing but the DC. So we are giving DC supply. Why we have to give DC supply means in order to fix the operating point. So how can I fix the operating point? Let's see. How can I fix? Okay, so here in this region, if I am making, suppose the operating point is somewhere here. Let's assume the operating point is here. Whatever the Q point, this operating point is here. So in this point, the operating point, here you can see the current will be 0. The current will be 0. At this point, the current will be 0. When the current is 0 at this point, so you already know Ohm's law, V is equals to IR. There is no current. And this region, we will be calling it as cutoff region. We'll be calling this region as cutoff region. Suppose the operating point is on voltage axis. Suppose I'll use another color. Suppose my operating point is here on y-axis. Okay, and this is called the saturation, the current saturated, because here you can see the voltage will be 0. There is no drop. So when the voltage is 0, and this region is called saturation region. Suppose my operating point, as you can see over here, it is lying between here, this point, and it is called active region. So in active region only transistor can act as an amplifier. Okay, so why we need that plus VCC? Because in order to operate, so this here you can see the plus VCC, this in order to fix the operating point. Okay, for that reason I need the play. Okay, so in order to fix this operating point, okay, I need the DC supply. Okay, so why I am using DC only? If you use AC, what happens? It is fluctuating. So it is fluctuating for every second. You can see it is always voltage versus time or current versus time. Okay, so it is varying for every second, and you can't maintain the operating point constant. So in order to operate transistor as an amplifier, the operating point should be fixed. Okay, in order to, in the case of your switch in your home, so off mode and on mode, there also it will be constant. So in order to off, you will be going to the cutoff region, to on saturation region. So in order to maintain the same state, we will be going with an DC supply. We will be going with an DC supply. Okay, so this is just an introduction about why we need DC supply and how can I use BJT as an amplifier by selecting appropriate region. Okay, so first let's start. So here you can see some of the terms. So that is the italic small c. This is the bigger one is italic and it is small c. IC, IE, IB. If it is in this format and it is are assumed to be RMS value. Suppose non-italic and the lower subscription is capital. So here you can see IC, IE, VC, VCE. So the I is an non-italic and C is an capital one, and those will be called as an DC. Okay, if it is a mixture, so that is small IC italic. Okay, C is the lower subscription is small letter and it is called as instantaneous quantities. What is this instantaneous quantities? Means are both represented by lower letters. Okay, that is it is a mixture of AC and DC. Okay, suppose if it is RC, so R is the italic, C is small, so it is an AC collector. Suppose R is big non-italic and the lower subscription is capital and it is called DC collector resistance. So here you can see, suppose if I add DC and AC, so here you can see the AC signal is on the axis. When you add with an DC, it is shifting. So here you can see it is a shifted. So why we will be using the DC or AC in order to shift the signal or in order to maintain the operating point constant. Okay, so next let's start with an general operation. First consider an NPN transistor in CE configuration. You can see I made this emitter has common to input and output, and the VB you can see the V is capital, B is small. Okay, so here it is an base voltage. Okay, and here whatever you are giving, it is an sinusoidal signal. Then it is a capacitor. So why it is used? In order to, capacitor is nothing but it will block what? The capacitor will always block DC, allow AC. That's why. So then it is followed by the resistance. RB is nothing but base resistance. RC is nothing but collector resistance. Then plus VCC. Why we need plus VCC? It is an DC in order to maintain transistor in an amplifier. Okay, to be act as amplifier. So to be act as amplifier means you have to maintain operating point in active region. That's why. So here you can see you are giving the input signal like this, you are getting in an inverted form. Why? You are using CE amplifier. I already stressed that in CE amplifier it is characteristics of it is you will be giving 180-degree phase shift. So the next will be C as it is best in order to because of an high gain. So first let's start how it will act as an amplifier. If you give the sine wave, okay, and here you are giving an DC supply in order to maintain the transistor in an on mode and in an active region. Okay, so here what happens, the VBB or you can See, the sine wave is given. Okay, and here this point, this is an emitter and this is a base, and it will be written as, this part will be writing it has, may remember, it will be written as VBE, and I represented it as VB. Okay, so why I represent it as VBC? So this VBE is nothing but VB minus VE. Okay, so here you can see there is no resistance, there is no emitter resistance, hence there is no drop. So there is no voltage drop, means the voltage VE is 0. So then what happens? VBE will be equal to VB. That's why I represented VBE as VB. So similarly, here you can see VCE. So this part is an VCE, but I am represented as VC. So similarly, VCE is equals to VC minus VE. Okay, and there is no resistance and voltage drop is 0. So it will become VCE is equals to VC. Hence I represent it as VC. So let's start with an derivation. Okay, so here you can see the first, the AC base voltage can be given by, that is, you already know the Ohm's law, VB equal to IE RE. So you may ask, what is this small RE dash? Small RE dash. So in, suppose I'll start in introduction, just the diode. If I take an diode, so this is an anode, you already know, and this is a cathode, and these are the terminals. And the resistance offered by this terminal is an internal, and so that can be represented as a small resistance offered by these. Okay, so similarly in the transistor also, so the resistance offered by this, okay, the contact is nothing but RE dash. That is, RE dash means the this, that is the contact or emitter contact. Hence it is written as RE dash. That's why I am written here. Okay, so next, you already know that Ohm's law is equal is V is equal to IR. I am writing for VB is equals to IE dash. You may ask VB, but here you are writing as IE. Okay, so that has the AC base voltage. Here the AC base voltage, whatever you are giving, so the resistance is RA, there is no resistance is connected, but there is an internal resistance because of the contact, and the current, whatever it is flowing here, it is an IE. So that's why we written it as like this. So next, since IB is negligible because it is given in microamps, it very, the amplifier is nothing but if you give the weak signal over here, you will be, it will be amplified and you will get strengthened signal. Okay, so hence it is very less or minimum voltage you are going to give. Okay, that's why IB is neglected. So if IB is neglected, you already know the formula, so I already showed it also, that is your IE is equals to IC plus IB, because I'm using CE amplifier. If IB is neglected, what is left? IE equals to IC. That's why it is written as IC is equal to IE. The collector voltage can be given by VC is equals to IERC, or you can write also as ICRC. Hence, you already assumed that IE equals to IC. Directly, I written it as IE into RC. Okay. So this is an input voltage and VC is an output voltage. Okay. So on applying KVL through Vs, Rb, Vb. So here you can see applying KVL. Minimize. Here you can see by applying KVL. So if you apply KVL across this, that is across Vs, Ib, Rb, Vb. Here I am applying. So what happens? It is going from negative to positive because all are at same potential, you can see. Okay, it is going from negative to positive, and I can write it, it has a Vs. Okay, so next it is going through this Rb. So this will be the positive, entering point is positive, leaving point is negative in the case of resistance. So it will become, what is the current? It is IB. Okay, it is small ib actually because it is an AC content. So it will become plus 2 minus. It is going from plus 2 minus, hence it is IB RB. Okay, so next it is going, so anyhow same potential, it is negative and this is positive. It is going from positive to negative, and you can write it as minus VB, and it is came back to the original this. So this is equals to 0. That's what I written over here, and written for the equation VB. So once again I'll repeat. It will start from this. This is negative and this is positive. It is going from negative to positive, hence it is written as Vs. Next, here the leaving point for resistance is positive, and entering point is positive, leaving point is negative, and it is minus IB RB, then minus VB, and equals to 0. Okay, so next is, we got this, we have to find the voltage gain. I told the gain, you have voltage and current gain. You may go with voltage gain or current gain. So I am interested to calculate the voltage gain. So gain is nothing but output over input. So I am represented as the voltage gain has a V. Okay. So what is the output? So the gain is nothing but, the definition of the gain, it may be current or voltage, it is always output by input. Okay, so here I am interested to know the voltage gain. Okay, so what is the O, and also you will be getting voltage. What is the output voltage? Where you are taking the output voltage? So here you can see the output you are taking across this, isn't it, across the collector, and it is VC. Where you are giving input at base, it is VB. Input is VB, output is VC. So I can write this as the output is, V output is, what is the output voltage? It is VC. What is the output, input voltage? It is VB. So VC by VB. Suppose if you are taking current, it will be IC by IB. Okay, so that's what here written for here. Okay, so you can see this is VC by VB. So on substituting the value of VC and VB, we calculated the VB value and VC value. Substitute and it will become RC by RE dash. So RC is always larger in value than RE dash, because RE, the small RE is nothing but it is a metal contact. It is very less when compared to RC. Hence the output voltage for this configuration is greater than input voltage.